Boom. Fan once again at the top of the list, followed by Fox Hill Dreams, your boy Ken, Tina G, Cecile Kazimi, Deborah Baldini says, hey everyone, Kathleen Cross, Natalie B, Kevin Murphy, Phyllis Hatch, Samantha Hawkins, Lumpy Girl, Queen of the South, Julianne Gauthier, Asmila J, Yoli JR, Tracy M, Punxsutawney Mo, and me, BDD, in the PZ. Uh-oh, we got some news on Punxsutawney Mo. That damn Karen. There she is. Lisa Straw, Ness from Connecticut, Deborah Baldini, Alaska Cindy, Sarah B. No, this is not Tigger's song. Hey! Brenda M. Melissa McQueen. Cindy C. The Trump Reaper. Susie Brizuela. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and this is Storytime. First of all, I want to start off, happy Monday to everybody. I want to start off with a sincere shout out to our friend Punxsutawney Mo, who says he has contracted COVID-19, despite the fact that he has been vaccinated. That is a reminder to all of us that whether you are vaccinated or not, you can still catch the Rona. So please do make sure you wear a mask. And even if you wear a mask, that's no guarantee, but it's going to give you that much more protection. Sylvia Correa is here, Amanda Crawford, Paula Freitas, Samantha Hawkins, Gavin Rutherford is here. Okay, so we got some stuff to cover today, quite a bit. So, and JC says, I am here, as is Lee Saunders and Lisa Straw. Tracy M. Okay, so we're going to cover everything, but first, let us do a quick review in our stories of the day. Stories of the day. Government safety standards. Are they tyranny or nah? Obama's 60th birthday bash this weekend has some critics crying, hypocrisy! Jeffrey Rosen spilt some tea on the Senate Judiciary Committee this weekend. And yes, finally, Brooklyn Dad is making his way around to doing some good old country music in our Name That Tune Pantheon. And last but not least, Rand Paul is today's You Raggedy Bitch. That's right, cowpokes. You heard me correctly. I'm talking about doing some country tunes. Now, I'm not all that savvy on country, but I'm gonna do my best. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see who else joined us. Scribble My Dibbles popped into the room. What up, Scribble My Dibbles? Lisa Straw is here. Brooklyn Wifey is here. And then let's see, Misha Oliver is here, as is Kay Lynch. That's a new one. I don't recognize Kay Lynch. Welcome to you, Kay Lynch. And all right, so let's go ahead and get. I almost wish I had plugged in some mellow country tune for our random music bit today, but whatever. We're gonna stick with the with the chill rando musics. All right, so as I usually do on a Monday, I like to review the things that Wifey and I watched over the weekend. And at the top of the list, I was very impressed by this movie starring Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. It's called Let Him Go. Now, this is not my typical kind of movie. Although I do like kind of Western themed flicks. This was not like, an action-packed, like nail-biter kind of thing. It did, however, build up tension very well. And basically it's about Kevin Costner plays a retired sheriff, and he and his wife have to go and rescue their grandson. Now, here's a fun fact, too, by the way. Kevin Costner and Diane Lane also played husband and wife in the movie Man of Steel. And it's clear that their energy, their chemistry was still working from that movie, because the chemistry worked very well in this movie, too. And I think that's what helped me to enjoy the movie more. Wifey did enjoy it too, just not as much at the end. I won't say anything to spoil it for you, just that it was some rough going, but definitely a very entertaining movie. Take it from me, a guy who tends to like lots of car chase explosions and superheroes in his movies. If I liked it, this is a pretty damn good movie. Pretty damn good. What else did we watch? Fun fact, I never got around to watching Rush Hour 3. Usually movies that they have like 3 parts to them, the jokes tend to get played out towards the end. But these guys, speaking of chemistry, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan have exceptional chemistry on the screen. They gave Chris Tucker some actual fighting skills for this one. Yeah, he can actually fight. And it was just a fun, nonsense, silly movie. Nothing serious. The main reason I had wanted to see this particular sequel is because of this scene. Somebody had posted a meme on Twitter, and it said, "You is blind." Now, I had seen this clip independent of watching the movie. I had seen this clip somewhere, and this is funny as hell. They are looking for this character named You to ask him some questions, and let's see, here we go. So here Chris Tucker saying, "Who are you?" And You says, "You." Chris Tucker says, "No, not me, you." And he says, "Yes, I'm you." And then he says, "Are you deaf?" He says, "No, you is blind." Chris Tucker says, "I'm not blind, you blind." And then You says, "That is what I just said." And it's funny because this is very similar to the old Abbott and Costello Who's on First Base routine, which I just happened to show Wifey last night. She had never seen the full Abbott and Costello routine, and it holds up. Even in the year 2021, This shit is still funny. Those guys, they can work it. Let's see what else. The Olympics. The Olympics wrapped last night. Last night was the closing ceremony, and the United States finally did kind of redeem themselves. You know, we did show up and take care of business. In fact, we did end up with more gold medals than anybody else. The basketball team won a gold. In fact, both men's and women's basketball won one gold. Track and field, volleyball. Overall, there were 626 athletes that competed for the USA at the Tokyo Games, clinching 39 gold medals, 41 silver, and 33 bronze medals for a grand total of 113 medals in 28 different sports. That's impressive. Overall, there was 257 members of Team USA that won a medal, 164 women and 93 men. Look at that. More women won medals than men. Look at that. Let's see. And this guy, Caleb Dressel, won 5 gold medals and for swimming. And damn, and I had a picture of Allison Felix, but I don't have it here. But she also passed Carl Lewis to become the most decorated track and field athlete with 11 medals. That's impressive. That's awesome. Go Team USA, and suck on it for all you conservatives who had the audacity to root against the red, white, and blue. Damn you. Okay, hey, Matt Meehan is here from Scotland. Let's see, I see Bernadette has popped in as well. Let's see, who else did I miss? Wojo Mom is here. What up, Wojo Mom? That's our girl, Wojo Mom. Lisa Hathaway. Monique is here. Oh, fun fact, as Smila J mentioned earlier, that she is a black cowgirl. Is that right? Cowgirl? Is that right? Let's see. Okay. And Wilbur McCarthy. I don't think I gave Wilbur McCarthy a shout out, so welcome to you too. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on into our quick hits. Yeah, yeah, yeah! Summer bee. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. So today, the IPCC, also known as the International Panel on Climate Change, dropped a report saying that we are now at code red for humanity. Code red, which means we have basically passed that line, that point of no return, meaning that the damage we have wrought to this, our only planet, is irreversible. Irreversible. All we can hope to do now is slow this pace down, slow this destructive, self-destructive pace down. It says the UN Secretary General said that temperatures on Earth will rise about 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is a lot. That's a lot. And in around 2 decades, it's going to rise that much. Adding that a near 2-meter rise in sea levels by the end of this century cannot be ruled out. That's a big deal. 2 meters. 1 meter is 3 feet. 2 meters, that's 6 feet. That's devastating. That's catastrophic. And I know I said 3 feet. It's a little bit more. I think it's 1 meter is actually 39 inches. Am I right? Something like that. But yeah. So what can we do now? What do we just throw up our hands? Well, we just missed the deadline, so forget about the rest. No, we don't do that. We have to keep the pressure on. Sylvia Correa says she's glad she lives on a hill. Yeah, what do we do about those folks that are living in low-lying areas? It's quite a few. It's a lot of people either at or below sea level. I'm not sure. Kathleen Cross is asking about Karen Purdy. I'm not sure what's going on with Karen Purdy. I hope she's doing well. I know that she had some issue with her pup, her little doggy. So if any of you hear from her, please send her BDD's regards, please. But yeah, the fact remains that we've got to continue to keep applying the pressure for climate change legislation. We've got to fix this. Nobody else is going to fix this. Let's see. Esmila Jason. Monique Lee says Karen's puppy is doing better. That's good news. Thank you for that. All right, on to President Obama's birthday bash. So, I don't know. You know, it's funny because so many trolls will jump onto your tweet and accuse you of having TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. But I believe a bunch of them have as many, if not more, have ODS, Obama Derangement Syndrome, because they heard the guy was having a birthday party and they're like, oh, hypocrisy! So he scaled back his plans for his birthday bash. It was supposed to be, I think, 500. Maybe he scaled it back to 300. Whatever, I kind of wish the optics were different, but they are what they are, The big problem that critics had was that, here is Obama dancing. Some folks said that he was dancing all night. He wasn't wearing a mask. Yeah, so that's not a great look, especially since he's maybe indoors. I don't know if this is a tent that is well aired, and if it's outside, does that count as being outside? I'd like to think that one of the smartest presidents, if not the smartest president we've ever had, would have the foresight to make sure that all COVID protocols are adhered to. Now, do you think one single person at that event was unvaccinated? I don't think so. I think if he was inviting you, there had to be some kind of 100% certainty that you have been vaccinated. Scribble My Dibble says, what about his freedom to choose to wear a mask? Yeah, what about that, But the difference is you can't compare these apples to Trump or oranges. Here's one thing I did have a problem with. We have John Kerry, who is the czar of climate change, showing up in a private jet. That shit is just, come on, man. Seriously. Do you think you're going somewhere where there's no cameras around and nobody's going to see you? Come on, John Kerry. That's just stupid. Stupid. Take a ferry to Martha's Vineyard like everybody else does. Shit. So I guess they were all focused on President Obama's, vaccinated and COVID guideline adhering party, because they didn't want anyone else to focus on the fact that there were 700,000 motorcyclists all gathered, no masks, at Sturgis. 700,000. So we got 300, all vaccinated, all adhering to COVID protocols, versus 700,000, most of them not vaccinated, most of them not wearing masks. That's what I'd call a super spreader. Here's a little a graphic I found. This should be easy. This place looks like a Santa Claus convention. That's coming from one of the COVID molecules. So yeah, you can't even compare the two. And naturally, the right wanted to take the focus off of this super spreader and focus on President Obama's party. You can't even compare the two. They are not equal. They're not the same. Also, this weekend, on Saturday, we learned that former acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, he was Trump's former acting Attorney General. Jeffrey Rosen spent 7 hours Saturday testifying in a closed-door hearing to the Senate Judiciary Committee, basically confirming what we already knew about Trump's blatant power grab and attempt to overturn the elections of the 2020 election, overturn the results of that election. This is not a frequent or common occurrence. You don't normally see a closed-door hearing in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee on a Saturday for 7 hours. This is not a small thing. It's not small. Yeah? He's the guy. He's one of the guys who was in the room. And he confirmed that that they did attempt. Jeffrey Clark had written up a letter trying to say that there was fraud where there was none. And he told Jeffrey Rosen that if you don't go along with President Trump's plan, he's going to fire you. And Jeffrey Rosen went into the White House with a couple of people and said, look, if you try to do this, I'm going to resign, as is everybody else in the Justice Department. It was going to be a mass resignation. So he backed off. But it makes clear that he had the intent to mess with our elections. And you know, it's all about intent. There's your smoking gun right there. Today marked the 76th anniversary of the dropping of the atomic bomb on Nagasaki. And this incident happened just mere days after the bomb was already dropped on Hiroshima. This was a devastating moment in human history. It's the only 2 atomic bombs that have dropped on population, a civilian population, in history. And it was terrible. It was awful. Some people said that maybe it saved millions of lives, but it's not worth it if you are killing thousands and thousands of innocent people. Thousands. It wasn't necessary. It was not necessary. We had already dropped the first one on Hiroshima. And that, frankly, that would have been plenty, but that was already too much. We'd lost way too many lives. It was devastating. So it's important to remember days like this because we have to make sure that this never, ever, ever happens again. No good will come of it. The next time a nuclear, atomic or nuclear device is dropped, that is going to be a major catastrophe for all of us. So let's hope the United States and Russia continue to lower the temperature, lower the amount of nukes. We already have 100 times more nukes than you would need to destroy the entire planet. Oh, and that's it for the quick hits. So naturally, you know I'm not going to leave you with the sour taste of nuclear war in your mouths, because now it is time for our timeline a cleanse. Timeline cleanse. Timeline cleanse. All right, there's nothing better to cleanse your psychic palate than some cute little old kittens. So let's fire this first one up. Kitten in the hole! Yeah, I swear to God, kittens are so random. Cats in general, they're very random. How did they get that cat to look into that hole? And then what is she trying to? Is she trying to swipe left, swipe right? Did she not like the picture that they were taking of her? Huh? She or he? I don't know if that's a girl or a boy, but it's cute as hell. Kind of reminds me of those. I don't know if you guys had seen those pictures where people put a bread crust around cat's head. I know it was cute, but somewhere inside me, I was like, something wrong with that. But this is adorable. Adorable as hell. And of course, I'm not done with kittens yet. Remember, I told you guys that my kittens love the lasers. They love the lasers. I don't know why. You know, it's funny because cats in general, they seem like they walk around like they are smarter and better than us. They just have that thing to them, right? They're all, they're so cool walking around, blah, blah, blah. But whip out a laser and they just lose their damn minds. I no longer feel guilty about this. They love it so much. I used to play with them with this, and I felt like, damn, it's like they can't even help themselves. And this is like the 50th time I've played with them with this laser, and they're like not embarrassed. They are going after it. They're attempting to. They haven't figured out yet that you cannot. You can't grab it. You can't pick it up. And they try their damnedest too. Nope, never gonna get it. Never, no. They tried to tag team this light. The cat's hip is it is what it is. It's not going to get any better. It's right now it's fine. We've had to give her painkiller once in the past 3 months. Yeah, we're keeping an eye on that though. There's some days that are better than others. Some days where you can tell that she's feeling some pain, and that's when she gets the painkiller. All right, this last but not least, this next one you guys may or may not have seen this video. I'm sure a few of you have because this video has garnered over 264,000 likes since December, and it's very clever. It imagines what if the Earth applied to the Galactic Federation for membership.
How fast are your teleporters? No teleporters. Flying cars? No.
No.
A high-speed train that goes around the planet?
Nah.
No, you don't have that either. Okay. No. What about, does everyone have health care? Is there enough food to go around? It looks like some people are starving. No. You do have enough food. Then why isn't it logistics? You want me to write logistics?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Do that.
Starving because of logistics. Have you colonized any other planets? Not even Mars? It's right down the street. I mean, things could be worse, right? Imagine if you were still fighting over resources.
We are.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You have big wars? Oh, and you have a pandemic. Right now, you have a pandemic.
Yep.
Oh, no, it's... Jason? Bring the Santa... Thank you.
His face.
I understand you have a very charismatic little biped called a dodo bird. I would love to meet one.
It's
Could
extinct.
You bring me a dodo? Could you show me a dodo?
No. It's extinct.
No, it's fine. Let's move on. You need to use the bathroom? We haven't done that in centuries. We don't do that here. Oh, you still have prisons. Oh, Jason. They still have prisons. The malevolent creature known as Jared Kushner. Why has nobody trapped it in a jar? What is no homo? Why did you turn the wolf into the pug? Okay, well, I think that should be enough. You've given us a lot to think about. We'll see you soon. Bye. Jason burned their application. It's disgusting. The whole planet. Can you imagine? The bathroom, Jason? How fast are your teleporters?
That dude is brilliant. And I'm sorry, once again, I do not have this cat's name. If any of you guys know the name of that individual, please post it here to share with the rest of us. Me too, because I would definitely like to look that person up on what is it called? The TikTok there. So thank you very much for letting me share that with you. That was our timeline a cleanse. Okay, and now I'm gonna need to switch hats right here for a minute. Whew! I was getting kind of hot. I'm just gonna leave the hat off for now. Smila J says aliens should fly right by us and keep the windows rolled up and doors locked. That's good. Hey, Jamie from Wisconsin, late to the party, but glad to have you, my friend. There she is. All right, let's see. The main topic for discussion for today is government safety standards, tyranny or not. Why am I bringing this up? Well, because as you all know, we are in the midst of a pandemic, and one of the main reasons people give for not wanting to, well, one of the main reasons that they give for not wanting to give up their guns is because they want to fight the tyranny, but it's also the same reason they give for not wanting to get the vaccine. You can't force me. You with your big government and your big government budgets, big government rules. Yeah, people don't like tyranny here. We don't like tyranny in America. In fact, I mean, we literally, we fought a war over getting away from tyranny. The revolutionary, what was it? The Revolutionary War. We even wrote a whole document about thank you, Melissa McQueen. Vinnie Thomas is the actor's name on the Alien interview. Yeah, we even wrote a document about getting away from the tyranny Constitution. But before I move on, that document also ensures that every American has the right to life, liberty, and justice. Life, liberty, and justice. Now, next slide. We have the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who is doing everything he can to deny Floridians of at least one of those things, life, liberty, and justice. Guess which one? Yeah, he is putting out rules that are preventing mask mandates, that are preventing the federal government or even local state governments from imposing mask mandates to keep everybody safe. He is preventing people from having to wear a mask. And here's a map showing the Delta variant surging across America. The darker the color, the heavier the infection. There you have Florida is the most infected state in our nation. So Governor DeSantis is doing everything he can to ensure that people have the freedom to kill each other and themselves. Perfectly avoidable deaths. And here's the thing, it doesn't just affect the people who refuse to wear a mask and the people who refuse to get vaccinated. It affects everybody. You understand? When there's a car crash, the person who was driving the car recklessly driving the car isn't the only one who gets injured, who gets hurt. It's the person who gets hit by that reckless driver. And here we have, again, picture of Sturgis, 700,000 people. This is unnecessary, folks. Unnecessary during a pandemic. During a pandemic, see, here's the problem. We have so much freedom here. So much freedom that people act a fool. And they believe that, well, my freedom is guaranteed in the Constitution. It says I can do whatever I want to do. But no, actually, it doesn't. It doesn't. You don't have the freedom to yell fire in a crowded theater without consequence. You just don't. You don't. Let's talk about seatbelts. Let's talk about seatbelts. Yeah, you have the freedom to drive a vehicle. You do not have the freedom to drive a vehicle without wearing a seatbelt. That's the law. Whatever state you go to, it is the law. Seatbelts increase crash survival rates by 45%. That is a national standard. Who do you think instituted that, huh? That's your big government. That's the big government. You're afraid of their tyranny. Their tyranny is saving you from flying through a freaking window. All right? How about speed limits? Nobody likes the speed limit. First of all, let me go back here. Nobody likes wearing a seatbelt. It's not the most comfortable thing. You know, if you were alive before the 80s and you were used to driving without having to put a seatbelt on, you didn't like putting it on. But eventually you did, right? Because you didn't want that fine. Or you didn't want to go flying through a windshield in case you hit somebody or somebody hit you. Same thing applies to speed limits. Yeah? We have cars that can go 120 miles per hour. Some cars can go 160 miles per hour. I think on the average, our speed limits around the country are anywhere from 55 miles per hour to 65 miles per hour. Now, if you've been driving for a long time, you know 65 ain't that fast at all. It feels, if you're on the highway, it feels slow. Why? Because the other folks are going past you at 85. But, I'm getting up there in age, and I realize that I enjoy life. I enjoy living, and I also enjoy not getting tickets because those speeding tickets, they're expensive. I've gotten speeding tickets, $200. $200 for a speeding ticket. It's not worth it. South Dakota has the highest speed limit at 80 miles per hour, and Hawaii has the lowest speed limits. The highest posted speed limit in the world is the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. It's 99 miles per hour posted speed limit. Germany's Autobahn has no posted speed limit. You go as fast as you want. But the fact remains that speed limits reduce the amount of time it takes you to react to changes in traffic flow or road conditions, right? If you're only going 65 miles per hour and you're looking ahead at traffic and you see, some car is stalled, you have enough time to hit your brakes, slow down, hit your brakes, and avoid a collision. Because we all know collisions cause you to have to slow the hell down anyway. Nobody wants to have to slow down. So if you abide by the speed limit, you're going to avoid getting into a collision that's going to cause everybody to have to slow the hell down anyway. A study has found that increasing a road's speed limit actually makes roads safer, increasing it. So something like this 80-mile-per-hour limit, maybe it makes it safer. But no limit. Imagine if there were no limits. There are so many crazy people out there. There's so many crazy people. The deaths would skyrocket with no limit. No limit. People don't like limits. What about drunk driving? Drunk driving, drunk driving is a very big deal. It was made illegal in the state of New York all the way back in 1910. In 1984, the national minimum drinking age was passed, requiring states to raise the drinking age to the age of 21. Again, these are things. You have freedom to drive. You have freedom to drink. You do not have freedom to drink and drive. Up to a certain point. I believe the level is .08 is the national legal limit for drinking and driving. If you're there or above, you're officially DUI, driving under the influence, or DWI. It used to be DWI, driving while intoxicated, but driving under the influence. You can lose your license for that. People have died because somebody's drunk driving. Lots of people have died. So our government steps in and says, this is a problem. We have to address it because all these freedoms are making people stupid. We're not going to stop people from drinking. We're not going to stop people from driving. We're just going to impose penalties for people who insist on driving while they are drunk. We're going to make the penalties more severe if you kill somebody because you were drunk driving. What about traffic lights? Nobody likes a long traffic light. Why? I hate long traffic lights because I know the people ahead of me are going to whip out their phone and check and update their Facebook status, or they're going to check their Instagram, and then when the light turns green, they're not going to go. They're just going to sit there for another 10 minutes, forcing me to have to honk their ass. And yeah, New Yorkers, we don't hesitate to honk. I remember going out to visit Scribble My Dibble once in California, and and the light changed, and and Nicole was driving, and the person ahead of her hadn't moved in like 10, 15 seconds, and I was like, "What's up? Aren't you gonna honk this idiot?" She's like, "No, we don't do that out here." Whatever. But traffic lights, they are necessary to, they have to govern the flow of traffic. If we had no traffic lights, we'd have chaos and mayhem. Hence, we have traffic lights. Nationally. In fact, the first one was posted in Cleveland in 1914, and it only had a blue light and a red light. And London, by the way, London had been using red and green gas lights. Interesting. Gas lights. Red and green gas lights since 1868. So London was already ahead of us on that. They were using it for horses to direct the flow of horse traffic. Fun fact. And the yellow light was eventually introduced to American traffic lights in 1920 because people are stupid. And if you think that yellow lights helped people to slow the hell down, nah. When people see the yellow, they assume it means gun it so you don't catch that red. But that's stupid. How about smoking? Smoking. A week from tomorrow, Brooklyn Dad will no longer be a smoker. But I was around in the days when people could smoke anywhere. They could smoke on a plane. They could smoke in the hospital. They could smoke, everywhere. They were smoking in classrooms. It just on the bus. Everywhere was smoke filled. Smoking was banned on airplanes in 1990. Yeah, and then in 1995, California was the first state to enact smoking bans in restaurants. And then eventually those smoking bans expanded to other places, other public places. Why? Because we learned 20 years prior, it took a while. We learned 20 years prior, in 1964, the U.S. Surgeon General Luther Terry issued a definitive report that linked smoking cigarettes with lung cancer. Yeah, and then they started putting it on the boxes. Now, despite the fact that the government stepped in and said, hey, smoking cigarettes will cause cancer, it didn't slow down the smoking rates at all. It didn't stop people from smoking cigarettes. They were still smoking on the bus and the plane and the train, everywhere. But, it's necessary for the government to inform us of this shit, to keep us safe, because that is the job of the government. That is why we pay taxes. Surgeon General's warning: smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, and may complicate pregnancy. Important warning. Cigarette smoking is responsible for more than 480,000 deaths per year in the United States. And that includes more than 41,000 deaths resulting from secondhand cigarette exposure. Hey, Victorina, here's a fun fact here. Our friend Victorina has just completed 100 days of not smoking. Congratulations, Victorina. That is awesome. I'm nervous about next week because I've been smoking since I was 15. I'm 53 years old right now, so it's almost 40 years. It's a long time I've been smoking. And I've been using the excuse that, it's stress and it helps me relax stress, blah, 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 blah. But I got to stop, because I want to live. Anyway, moving right along. How about moldy bread? Anybody got a problem with eating moldy bread? I don't eat moldy bread. But the government also steps in on regulating our food and drugs. Yeah, things that companies create, and there's supposed to be some national standards. Well, who enforces that? The government. If you want to eat shitty food, you can, and then you can go and get, any number of diseases that are going to mess with your gut and your digestive system. And, but with drugs, we absolutely have to have drugs regulated, and the FDA does that. The very first food regulation was in the Massachusetts Act Against Selling Unwholesome Provisions, like this moldy bread. This is disgusting. I don't want to eat moldy bread. And that was passed on March 8th, 1785. That's how long the government has been saying what you can and cannot eat, what you can and cannot sell as food. And then the 1906 Pure Food and Drugs Act prohibited interstate commerce in adulterated and misbranded food and drugs. Since 1848, the federal government has used chemical analysis to monitor the safety of agricultural products, and then the FDA began doing that in 1930. You guys see this label here? You guys all familiar with this? These labels appear on all food products. All food products. They show you the calories, and what percentage of cholesterol and fat and protein is in every single thing that we can consume. That's the government doing that. Eventually, the vaccine for COVID-19 is only authorized for emergency use. I don't know if you guys realize that. The FDA has not approved it beyond emergency use. So I'm hearing that full approval by the FDA is it could possibly happen within weeks, which is good news because there's a lot of people out there saying, this thing ain't even approved by the FDA. Okay, so once it is approved by the FDA, then you'll go get the vaccine, right? Right. Right. So, tyranny, nah, it's not tyranny. We all know what tyranny looks like. And, it's the government's job to keep us safe. That is what those taxes come out of our paychecks for. It's not all about dropping bombs on third world countries. It's not all about, shooting criminals and shit like that. It's also about ensuring that the things that we put in our body are safe. It's also about ensuring that our atmosphere is clean enough to breathe and that our water is clean enough to drink and that we don't run each other over on the roads and we don't, give each other secondhand smoke cancer. So no, the government safety standards are necessary. And so what about masking up? They're not asking you to ingest something. They're just asking you to put on a freaking mask. Put it on. It's patriotic. It's non-invasive. It could help save your life. And that's what I said, and I'm going to stick to it. All right, now let me see if I can find my hat. Because now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Oh, Lee Saunders says, don't switch to vapes, BDD. None of that crap has been tested either. Yeah, I know. I thought about it too. Yeah, I'm not going to. All right. It's now time for Name That Contratune. Now, those of you who are unfamiliar with my Name That Tune game, here's how it goes. I'm going to sing a song, whether or not it's good, whatever. But if you can recognize the song that I'm singing, then you type in the name of the song and or the artist. And if you are correct, I'll read off as many names as I can. Usually it's about 10 or 15 names that I read off. And as I explained early in the show, country is not my forte. I don't listen to a lot of country music. My grandmother used to love country music. She had it on all the time. But there's a few songs that I know that I'm pretty sure you might know too. So, here we go. Without further ado, here's song number 1. I hear the train a-comin', it's coming round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in blah, 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 and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. On down to San Antone! And I'm wearing a black hat for this one, too. Yes, I see a bunch of correct answers. And yes, we were looking for Johnny Cash singing from Folsom Prison. Folsom City Blues. Oh, Folsom Prison Blues. Excuse me. Let's see. Where the hell is my... Oh, there we go. It's coming around the bend. And Mike, yes, I do like 90s rap. I feel like I did some 90s rap a little while back. Let's see. Wait a minute. Did I have somebody up here? Okay, at the top is Synth Fan, followed by Stacy Mendenhall. Pasta D. Excuse me. Watcher Soko, Asmila J, Fox Hill Dreams, Julianne Gautier, Stacy Mendenhall, Alaska Cindy 2, Natalie B, and Monique Lee 2. I got some Sarah B, Marie from New Jersey. And Mike is here too. Regina Clark, Phyllis Hatch, and Wojo Mom, Kathleen Cross, Lisa Hathaway. Okay, very good. I can't do that every time. Let's see, where's the next one? Here's the next one. So blah blah went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the blah blah jumped up on a hickory stump and he said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too, and if you'd care to take a dare, I'd make a bet with you. Now, you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the blah blah his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul because I think I'm better than you." Oh, I wasn't fooling a soul in this one here. Let's see. It's coming around the bend. Let's see. Who else do we got? Okay. Synthfan with her blazing internet speed is at the top. We were looking for Charlie Daniels Band with The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And let's see, who do we got here? Synthfan, Stacy Mendenhall, The Rider Driver, Alaska Cindy, Tracy M, Misha Oliver, Julianne Gautier, Regina Clark, Michelle Bookout, Natalie B, Linda K, Marie from New Jersey, Monique Lee, Watcher Soko, Punxsutawney Mo, Melissa McQueen, Gavin Rutherford, The Trump Reaper, Fox Hill Dreams, Alaska Cindy, Pasta D, Lisa Straw, Phyllis Hatch. Okay, very good, you guys. Okay, next up. Here we go. Almost Heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. Oh, Natalie B, thank you. You hit me with a hefty donation while I was destroying everybody's eardrums with my rendition of the late, great John Denver's West Virginia, Mountain Mama. It was Take Me Home Country Roads, John Denver. Okay, let's see. And who do we got at the top? Alaska Cindy says, these are classic country. Yes, indeed, they are. Okay, at the top here we got Watcher Soko. What? Tracy M, The Trump Reaper, Victorina, Alaska Cindy, Sylvia Correa, Marie from New Jersey, Stacy Mendenhall, Esmila J, Fox Hill Dreams, Linda K, Julianne Gautier. Wait, what happened to where is Synthfan? I thought you would have been way at the top here. You're not. We got Esmila J, Linda K, Julianne Gautier, Punxsutawney. No. Lee Saunders, Michelle Bookout, Misha Oliver, Synthfan, there you go, Monique Lee, Wilbur McCarthy, Regina Clark, Marie from New Jersey, Gavin Rutherford. Okay, very good. Okay, here's the next one. Right now, he's probably slow dancing with the bleach blonde. Hang on. Right now, he's probably slow dancing with the bleach blonde tramp, and she's probably getting frisky. Right now, he's probably buying her some fruity little drink 'cause she can't shoot whiskey. Right now, he's probably up behind her with the pool stick, showing her how to shoot a combo. And he don't know. I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped up four-wheel drive, carved my name into his leather seats. I took a Louisville slugger to both headlights. I slashed a hole in all four tires. Maybe next time he'll think before he cheats. Yeah, that's a badass song. That's Carrie Underwood showing this dude the error of his ways in Before He Cheats. Let's see. Who's at the top here? Alaska Cindy, followed by Regina Clark, Tanise, Asmila J, Monique Lee, Natalie B, Samantha Hawkins, Lisa Straw, Julianne Gautier, Tracy M, Stacy Mendenhall, Watcher, Soko, Mike, Kathleen Cross, Melissa McQueen, Cindy C, Pasta D, Gavin, nope. Phyllis Hatch. Okay. Next up, here's the next one, you guys. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire. I can hear you through the wine. And the blah, 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 blah is still on the line. All right. I see a bunch of you have already jumped on Glenn Campbell with Wichita Lineman. And let's see, who do we have at the top here? So, my octave is wrong on all of these, Asmila J. I'm doing the best with what I got. Hey, we got at the top here Punxsutawney Mo, followed by Stacy Mendenhall, Misha Oliver, Lee Saunders, Synth Fan. Let's see. Linda K, Mike, Victorina, Natalie B, Julianne Gautier, Tracy M, Watcher Soko, Cindy C, Alaska Cindy, Wilbur McCarthy, Phyllis Hatch, Kathleen Cross, Fox Hill Dreams, Gavin Rutherford, Bernadette and Jen Murphy. Very good, you guys. Here's the next one. Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to find you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on. Dun, dun, dun. You do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart, we got something going on. All right, I see you guys are up on your country. Everybody was like, country? What? Nobody knows country. Everybody knows country, whether you realize it or not. And let's see, Julianne Gautier says this is her dad's music. Cindy C says, see, country's not so bad. You're right, it ain't so bad. Okay, and at the top here we got Tracy M. We were looking for Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton with Islands in the Stream. Tracy M., Monique Lee, Misha Oliver, Linda K., Lisa Straw, Stacy Mendenhall, Sylvia Correa, Regina Clark, Cindy C., Marie from New Jersey, Monique League, Linda K., Wilbur McCarthy, Victorina, Natalie B., Julian Gautier, Jen Murphy, Tanise, the Trump Reaper, Samantha Hawkins. Very good, you guys. Okay, I got to speed it up a little bit because I am behind, excuse me, on schedule. Here's the next one. Midnight, and I'm waiting on a 12:05, hoping it'll take me just a little farther down the line. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Moonlight, you're just a heartache in disguise. Or won't you keep my heart from breaking if it's only for a very short time? Ba-da, 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 da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see. I see. I'm surprised that I stumped more people with this one than with the other older ones. This one is more current. We were looking for Juice Newton, Queen of Hearts. Playing with the Queen of Hearts. And at the top here we have Stacey Mendenhall, Sylvia Correa, Cindy C., Monique Lee, Wilbur McCarthy, Misha Oliver, Synth Fan, Lisa Hathaway, Julianne Gautier, Pasta D, Gavin Rutherford, Samantha Hawkins, Regina Clark, Asmila J., the Trump Reaper, Tracy M., Natalie B., Linda K. Very good, you guys. Okay, next up. I like this one. I like this one. Trailer for sale or rent. Rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. Mama, man of means by no means. Ba-da-da-da. Whoa, ha! I am surprised that so many of you guys got this. This is a really classic song from back in the black and white days. King of the Road. I've been humming this tune for the past 2 days, believe it or not. And we were looking for Roger Miller, King of the Road. And at the top here, let's see, who do we have at the top? Linda K at the top, followed by Lee Saunders, Tracy M., Mike, Stacey Mendenhall, Regina Clark, Pasta D, Julianne Gautier, Monique Lee, Jen Murphy, Tina G., Misha Oliver, Cindy C., Gavin Rutherford, Fox Hill Dreams, Wilbur McCarthy, Watcher Soko, Kathleen Cross, Bernadette, Phyllis Hatch. Jeez, how do so many of you guys know this old-ass song? I don't get it. All right. Next up, I want to tell you all a story about a blah, blah, blah widowed wife who had a teenage daughter who attended blah, blah, blah junior high. Well, her daughter came home one afternoon and didn't even stop to play. And she said, Mom, I got a note here from the blah, 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 blah. Oh, my goodness. You guys. I'm impressed by this crowd that was like, nah, no country. You guys are batting 1,000 already. Yes, we were looking for Jeannie C. Riley with the Harper Valley PTA. I'm stunned. I'm floored that so many of you guys got this. Okay, let's see. At the top here, we got Regine. Oh, Lee Saunders says commercials. That's how so many of you know this. All right. At the top here, we got Regina Clark, Misha Oliver, Tracy M., Kathleen Cross, Tina G., Stacy Mendenhall, Lisa Straw, Sheila Bird, Lisa Hathaway, Julian Gautier, Wilbur McCarthy, Linda Kay, Samantha Hawkins, Wojo Mom, Bernadette, Monique Lee, the Trump Reaper, Marie from New Jersey, Gavin Rutherford, Punxsutawney Mo, Asmila J, Wachasoko, Fox Hill Dreams, Michelle Bookout, everybody. Everybody got it. Here's the last one. I don't expect this to take too much time. I'm going to assume everybody's going to get this. This is probably one of my favorites of all time. Here we go. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with blah blah. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring at the window at the darkness. Boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eye. And if you don't mind me speaking, I can see you're out of aces." Yeah, you guys all got this one. That was an easy peasy one. This one, The Gambler, was like mainstream country. I mean, like everybody knew this one. This is a classic by the late, great Kenny Rogers. And let's see here at the top. Who do we have here? Tracy M., Synth Fan, Michelle Bookout, The Trump Reaper, Linda K., Punxsutawney Mo, Alaska Cindy, Stacy Mendenhall, Monique Lee, Cindy C., Julianne Gautier, Wilbur McCarthy, Samantha Hawkins, Melissa McQueen, Jen Murphy, The Rider Driver, Sheila Bird, Gavin Rutherford, Watersoko, everybody. You guys all got it. It's excellent. Whew. And let me just say, if I haven't said this already, I say this every show, but thank you so much for playing this game with me. I'll tell you why I enjoy these guessing games so much. And it's that I am terrified of Alzheimer's. I'm terrified of losing my mental faculties, right? As I'm sure many people are. Nobody wants to lose their memories and their ability to think and process and recall and shit like that. So, yes, Luppy Girl, you get partial credit. Partial credit, yes. So these guessing games, it forces you to have to look back into memory banks that you haven't accessed in a very long time. And I love that. So, you know, I've been playing these guessing games, similar guessing games with my kids, my boys, my grown adult sons since they were little. And I play it with wifey all the time, and I play it with as many people as I can. So hopefully this is jogging some memories and helping to keep you guys sharp. All right. Last but not least, we are going back to the You Raggedy Bush. And today's You Raggedy Bish is none other than the junior senator from Kentucky. Before I forget, our friend Watcher Soko is reminding you all to please hit that like button. I think that might be the first time during this entire show that I've said those words. So please remember to hit that like button. Junior senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul, he's not really making a call to arms. Yes, Luppy Girl, the "You Need to Leave" is on Brooklyn Dad Defiant. Yeah. He's not so much making a call to arms as he is making a call to civil disobedience in the most dangerous time in our lives, telling people to just disregard the CDC and disregard common sense. And this is some serious bullshit. Here we go. Raggedy Bish Rand Paul.
It's time for us to resist. They can't arrest all of us.
Resist.
They can't keep all of your kids home from school. They can't keep every government building closed, although I've got a long list of ones they might keep closed or might ought to keep closed. We don't have to accept the mandates, lockdowns, and harmful policies of the petty tyrants and bureaucrats. We can simply say no, not again. Nancy Pelosi, you will not arrest or stop me or anyone on my staff from doing our jobs. We have either had COVID, had the vaccine, or been offered the vaccine. We will make our own health choices. We will not show you a passport. We will not wear a mask. We will not be forced into random screenings and testings so you can continue your drunk with power reign over the Capitol. President Biden, we will not accept your agency's mandates or your reported moves towards a lockdown. No one should follow the CDC's anti-science mask mandates. And if you want to shut down federal agencies again, some of which aren't even back to work yet, I will stop every bill coming through the Senate with an amendment to cut their funding if they don't come back to work in person. Local bureaucrats and union bosses, we will not allow you to do more harm to our children again this year. Children are not at any more risk from COVID than they are from the seasonal flu. Every adult who works in schools has either had the vaccine or had their chance to get vaccinated. There is no reason for mask mandates, part-time schools, or any lockdown measures. Children are falling behind in school and are being harmed physically and psychologically by the tactics that you have used to keep them from the classroom during the last year. We won't allow it again. If a school system attempts to keep children from full-time in-person school, I will hold up every bill with two amendments, one to defund them and another to allow parents the choice of where the money goes for their child's education. Do I sound fed up to you? That's because I am. I'm not a career politician. I practiced medicine for 33 years. It's time for us to resist.
Yeah, that's all of that is bullshit. I just want to note Cindy C said something funny over here. She said in the tweet, BDD said in the tweet, don't listen to Rand Paul. And I refused to. So now he plays it and makes us. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, but what's not funny is that this is a sitting United States senator saying probably the most, going on the record, saying the most irresponsible piece of garbage that any living person could possibly say. Thankfully, he's got a very small constituency in Kentucky, but there are other people in America who believe he's a doctor. He's just an ophthalmologist. Really, when I was watching and listening to him speak, all I could hear was, well, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. Somebody call a ambulance for this little curly-haired piece of shit. Julien Gauthier points out he's an ophthalmologist who lost his license in 2011. He should lose his Senate seat as well. You know, this is the height of irresponsibility. They can't arrest us all. They can't lock us all down. Actually, yes, they can. They can do those things and more. And they should. They should. Kentucky just saw 118% increase in cases in his state. He's saying that children are no more at risk. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And they can't even get vaccinated. The Delta variant is way more transmissible than the previous variant that we've been dealing with. Every day, we're seeing more and more stories of, man, I didn't get the vaccine. I wish I had gotten vaccinated. More and more. They need to start pumping up more of those stories. I know you might be sick and tired of seeing them, but they are necessary. Eventually, some of those horror stories will get through to people. the people who were the COVID deniers saying, my freedom, I'm not wearing masks, I'm not getting vaccine, none of that bullshit. And that turned into, oh shit, can I get the vaccine now instead of this ventilator, please? And Rand Paul, sadly, has drunk every last drop of the Kool-Aid from the former guy. And it's sad to see. At one point, he used to be a voice of reason, believe it or not. Back in the days before Trump, every once in a while he would say something that was reasonable, that didn't sound like, he was marching to the beat of the GOP drum. But now he's spreading bullshit. He's telling people to resist the CDC, not to listen to them, but they should listen to his ass? No. Raggedy Bish. Enough said. Okay, so I don't really have time for any questions, but I will take 2. I've gone way over time again. I started this relatively on time. I think it was 5:40, but let's see. Here's Samantha Hawkins with a question. She says, did you know that if someone blocks you on here, you can't see their comments? If someone blocks me or if someone blocks you? I do realize that there's a thing. If you block certain people, then... Oh, wait. If someone blocks you on here, you can... If someone blocks me, I can't see their comments. I was not aware of that. I know that we have our wonderful moderators who do a fantastic job of allowing me to continue the show with minimal interruption. But I'm not familiar with that one. Solid Blue Sister says, at what point do you think God will say, F it, and erase us all and start over? They were talking about that like 5 years ago in the 2016 election with like a big asteroid heading our way. I think God is so disappointed with humans and how we have treated his universe. I would tend to agree with that. Corey Lord wants to know, why hasn't the TFG, the former guy, been convicted yet? That's going to be a process. It is going to happen. I am 100% sure of it. For numerous offenses. He's not getting away. It's not getting away. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, guys. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad. If you gotta go out tonight, please be sure, if you haven't already, to get yourself vaccinated. Definitely make sure you wear your mask. Keep your social distance 6 feet or better. And have a lovely, relaxing evening. As you guys know, I will not be here tomorrow. I will, however, be here on Wednesday, aka Hump Day. I look forward to seeing you all. Same time, same place. I love you all. Peace. Oh, look at Hilda Baeza just got here. You made it just in time for the outro music. Hey, better late than never. Glad to have you. Glad to have you here. You missed a good show. We had some country music songs. Country music. Hey! And yes, a special thank you again to our moderators. You guys do rock. Thank you for that, Lisa Straw. Oh, Chrissy, yeah. I guess you have not seen our show for a while, I started doing only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday a couple of months back. Slowly but surely, my friend Corey Lord, it is coming along. Slowly but surely. However, I have good news that my vision is improving on the imagery for the book. So, yes. Foxhill Dream says Solid Blue Sister is invisible. That's weird. I hope everybody else can see Solid Blue Sister, because I certainly can. It's Foxhill Dream saying that. Hey! Saunders can't see, Watcher Circle can't see. Okay, my moderators, please do me a favor and make sure you have not accidentally blocked Solid Blue Sister. All right. Guys, thank you again for a very fun, entertaining show. I was entertained. I hope you were too. And now it's that time, you know. You need to leave.